Guys, Joker here for TGW. What is it, number 83? Anthony is supposed to be here for today's show. I'm not really sure where he is right now. Let me see if that's no, that's not him messaging me yet. That was a notification for myself going live. He was like just getting back from CES, basically just like a few hours ago, basically. So he's like extremely jet lagged, and we were supposed to be doing the show a couple hours early because I have something to do this evening. And I don't know if he was meant to go to sleep and like set an alarm and then show up. So he might come in next 5-10 minutes. He has shown up late for a couple shows in the past, so he might show up in the next 5-10 minutes. But I figure we can just go ahead and get the show started anyway, so that we don't make the show delayed for any of you guys that have been here waiting. For the show to start off. And once he comes in, we can kind of talk about CES and stuff because he had a lot of stuff about CES that he wanted to talk about. Specifically, regarding like Vega, 1080 Ti, and all that kind of stuff. 4K, 144 hertz, probably. I'm sure was on his mind as well. So if he comes in later on, then we'll just kind of pick up where we left off with him. But otherwise, we'll start, going through some of the stuff here, just kind of on our own. The reason we're doing the show early is because this past weekend, I was hanging out over at my girlfriend's house, and like someone like basically just was like, "Hey, do you want tickets to go see Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden on Wednesday?" And we were just like, "Yeah, of course we want tickets to go see Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden. That's like once in a lifetime opportunity. Billy Joel's like pretty old, so he's not going to be around forever. May as well like take the opportunity to go see that while you can. Even though I am more of a metalhead, I listen to a bit of everything. I listen to Billy Joel, stuff like that, Bruce Springsteen. I get down with that kind of music as well, old classic rock type stuff. So I listen to a bit of everything. I'm gonna see MSG tonight. That's gonna be pretty awesome. We got like really good seats like right next to the stage, so it should be pretty sweet. But hopefully we get Anthony in here pretty soon and we can talk about all of this stuff. But we will start off, I guess, on the first topic, thing is I don't really have any tech pickups today. And hello to everyone in chat, Zabruda, Drake Owens, our mods in chat. What's going on, guys? I saw Last Panther in there earlier. Robert Caldwell, what's going on, man? Kabachi, Mr. Computer Hacker. The only tech pickup I really have this week is my new shaver, which I'm pretty happy with. I had gotten a gift card for Christmas for Amazon for like $50, so I put that towards this. It's like pretty much like the best like man shaver you can get. It's got like the fucking like all the trimmers on this side, and you can like adjust this side and everything and kind of shoot it out. It's like my man tech gift to myself. It buzzes. I like buzzy things, so I can keep the amazing beard going that everyone's been rooting for in the comments. Everyone's like saying like, "Oh my god, we love the hair, we love the beard." Well, now you can thank the Philips Norelco right there that I'm rocking. So yeah, that's this week's tech pickup. What's up, Austin? The Mac, you're the finished guy. Yes, I remember you. Are you finished being finished yet? Oh, you see what I did there? So this first one, this is actually something Anthony had linked to me earlier today that he was really excited to talk about. So maybe he'll show up at any time now and we could talk about it. But I did find this interesting as well, where basically Intel's new CPUs, they have a flaw built into it because they built in a debugging interface right into the USB port, so that an engineer or something like that at Intel could basically plug into the USB port and be able to diagnose issues with the PC, rewrite the BIOS, things like that. But because that's right there at the hardware level, right inside the USB port, it's now open to hackers as well. So any hacker that has basically a USB port can go and just log right onto your PC and put on things on there like keyloggers. They can rewrite the BIOS, like I said before, do all sorts of nasty things like that to your PC. So while it was designed with a good purpose and all of that, at the end of the day, what it leads to is this massive exploit just being built right into the USB ports on the laptops that are running the 6th gen Intel Core processors. So really bad for anyone out there that are running these. I'm not really sure if there's anything you could do to circumvent it apart from ripping out your USB ports or something. Yeah, I don't think I have any laptops with a 6th gen, with an i6 or what is it, i5? What would it be? No, I don't think I have any of those. I had a laptop that temporarily from Acer, but I had sent that back to them, so I don't have anything with the 6th gen Skylake based U series processor. This is the U series as well, so I don't think that would be like the. I think I had the HQ, the i7 HQ. I think was in the Acer laptop. All right, so yeah, pretty scary stuff. If you've got any of those, does anyone in chat have any of these? The 6th gen. These are the Skylake U based processors. So I think I had the 6720 HQ. I think I had. This would be the Skylake based U series processors. So stuff like that. If you've got any of those things, then you could be affected by this. I don't know. I don't know if I would try to get like a refund or something. Like, I want a recall on this. Like, if you got like a massive exploit built into the laptop like this, I would definitely want to get a refund or something from the laptop manufacturer. The next one, this is up for our title story for today for the 1080 Ti news. Unfortunately, we did not get it at CES. I was really disappointed that we did not get to see 1080 Ti at CES. I was watching that, Jensen's like big, hour-long thing, and all he was talking about was cars, and I was just like, unless this car up there is running a 1080 Ti, I'm not really interested in all of this. I mean, what he was talking about did sound like some serious, like, next level Skynet type shit. Like, it sounded like Jensen is planning to take over the world with Skynet level tactics of, Terminator-esque proportions. That's basically what my takeaway was from the big NVIDIA press conference with Jensen there, but no 1080 Ti to be found, unfortunately. The only smidgen of news that we got about 1080 Ti this was kind of blown up over on WCCF, and then it kind of, fed out from there into the different news outlets. But the original source of it actually comes down to, it's just a tech blogger. I'm not familiar with this guy. I'm not trying to, throw shade on my dude over here, Ari Altman from the Tech Buyers Guru. I'm not familiar with any of his prior literature, so I don't know the validity of his claims. But basically, what happened was he was talking to a friendly rep at the MSI booth at CES this year, and they told him that they would be launching board partner MSI cards of the 1080 Ti at PAX East 2017, which is around March 10th. Of this year. I was meant to be going to PAX East actually, so hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe they launch 1080 Ti while I'm there. If I'm at the conference or something, or at the venue, just give me a 1080 Ti. That's all I'm saying is give me a 1080 Ti, please, Jensen. Like, you and your leather jacket. Like, just come out with your leather jacket and just like, here you go, Joker. Here's a 1080 Ti and like a strand of my leather jacket presented to you, like samurai style. I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead because I don't know. Basically, I want a 1080 Ti, and like I said, I'm not familiar with Ari Altman's work, but you guys can choose to take it for what you want. Do you think we'll be seeing 1080 Ti at PAX East? I think it sounds plausible around the time that we might see it. They've got GTC where they always do their always do a lot of reveals, and I believe that's around March. I believe they have GTCs around March, sometime around there. But yeah, I'll be excited to see it, but I'll be more so excited to see probably Vega. We're going to be talking a little bit about that here today. They had the big reveal. Last week they didn't show off I wouldn't even really call it the big reveal because they didn't really show off everything and kind of detail the full stack of GPUs. We really just got kind of a rundown of the main architecture, and they showed some stuff that was kind of on like some server level type things, and then GPUs that were kind of hidden away. Linus got a chance to do a video on that where they saw it with like the extended out piece. It had like the PCB was extended out with a USB pass-through on it, so they could actually go ahead and tap into the card to look at some of the info on the card and get kind of details for whenever they were running tests and shit like that. So that's what they had going on with Vega. I don't know, where the hell is Anthony? That's what I want to know. Where is Anthony? Because I was not prepared to do a one-man show. Let's just cut to the chase on that. I was not prepared to do a one-man show, Anthony. All right, I gotta run through all these topics now by myself. This is so many topics. No, there's not that many topics. That's the thing, is we're gonna end up getting through these really fast because we were really meant to talk about these going back and forth here. So I do apologize to you guys. for us not having Anthony here. It's probably because he was, jet lag and stuff like that. So, yeah, he just didn't show up, unfortunately. But I am pretty hyped for Vega to see what it can do. It's looking pretty darn fast. They're talking about having like 16 gigabytes of HBM2 on some of the higher end ones with 512 gigabyte per second bandwidth on these Fiji based. They're talking about it's like up around like Fiji level on the architecture. I don't know. I'm not prepared for any of this. That's basically the bottom line is I am not prepared to talk about all these topics at length on my own. This is meant to be bounced off of Anthony because he was like there at CES, so he knew like all this information about all these topics. So yeah, I don't know. I apologize to you guys about this not having all the info here on Vega and everything all down pat. I'm gonna move on to this. We got a couple of little Zen stories here, and that'll just kind of wrap it up. I'll do a quick Q&A with you guys. But yeah, sorry guys. So here, looks like the Ryzen CPU that they had at CES, they were demoing it. If you remember, they were showing Doom along with the Vega. Apparently, they're saying that CPU was clocked up at 3.6 gigahertz with a boost to 3.9 gigahertz. That's according to Canard PC. They were even talking about, they even said in their tweet that it was boosting up to 4 gigahertz. Now, I don't really know how much validity I'm putting in this from Canard PC. They're just kind of throwing out all of this information out there. I don't know why AMD would be continuing to feed them, CPU samples, engineering samples on Zen when they're out there leaking all of this information about them, saying that now they have version F4 here already that's at 3.6 gigahertz boosting up to 4 gigahertz. So yeah, pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys believe what's coming out of Canard PC with the boost clock on there up to 4 gigahertz and all that. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm just like with Vega and 1080 Ti, excited to see these finally come out. I really wanted to get more out of CES, unfortunately. Yeah, the big thing out of CES really for me was probably the 144 hertz 4K monitors. That was really the big thing for me. That was the most exciting thing, honestly. And I don't really feel like we got to see enough of that. And I was really waiting to see more about Zen, Vega, 1080 Ti. Those were the big things that I wanted to see at CES, and didn't really get that. So that's why I kind of felt like after CES, I was like, oh, kind of like meh. Didn't really get to see what I wanted to see. 4K 144 hertz, while it's cool, yes, I'm more excited to see the hardware that I'm going to be using to drive that type of performance. So that's why I was kind of a little bit disappointed with what we came out of CES. And finally, here we see Ryzen CPUs. They're saying that we're expecting to see them launching before GDC 2017 because they sent out a press release talking about around GDC where they were said join AMD game engineering team members for an introduction to the recently launched AMD Ryzen CPU. And this event is meant to be going on between March 27th and February 27th and March 3rd. And this is talking about it coming just before that. So theoretically, we should be seeing it sometime before GDC. Then, if this proves to be completely valid and true, then we might be seeing Zen pretty darn soon. I would hope to see it that soon. That would be really awesome to finally start getting builds in. I've been waiting to do a KB Lake build. I'm waiting to hear back on some hardware to get like a motherboard and stuff like that. I just have to basically go out to Micro Center and pick up one of the processors. I'm just waiting to hear back on a motherboard and like a case and stuff like that, so I can kind of do like a cool little project with it and do a new KB Lake test system. And then I'm not sure exactly what I'll be doing with Ryzen. I do have the Cooler Master Case Maker 5T. Try saying that 5 times fast. I've got that case over there ready to go for a build as well. So I will probably end up using that for the Ryzen build. But for KB Lake, I was trying to get the Be Quiet Dark Base Pro 900, I believe it is, the all black model. I thought that one looked pretty darn cool. But if you guys got any questions, let us know in chat. Sorry for the short program today. Like I said, we were meant to. I don't know what happened with Anthony. I guess with the jet lag and the travel and all of that, just ended up missing this week's show. So we kind of ended up cutting it a little bit short, much shorter than I had wanted to do the program for you guys. I usually like to do them a lot longer than this, even though I do have those really awesome Billy Joel tickets. I still wanted to get in like a good like an hour long show. That's why I started to try to do the show a bit earlier today. Wanted to get it done a little bit earlier so we can get in a full show, but just didn't really work out that way, I guess. But if you got any questions you guys want to give me in chat before we get out of here, then I would appreciate it, and we can get on with our day. I see a lot of people getting muted in chat. I guess the mods are really doing their work on Wesley Snipes. Do I think Mass Effect Andromeda will be the killer app for PC HDR? I think it definitely has the potential to be if the game ends up being that good. I think it's going to be one of those games that it has the potential to make someone say, I want to pick up an HDR monitor to see what I'm missing out on. I remember, I think it was like a few years back. It was like I think Battlefield 3 was one of those games that was one of the games that made people want to get into PC gaming, get into high-end PC gaming, so they could have a system that could run Battlefield 3 maxed out because they wanted to see what they were missing out on from the console, being that the PC had 64 players, so that was like a big thing. So but that's a big gameplay change thing too as well. So there's a lot more that goes into that than just graphics, but certainly graphics can drive people to want to upgrade their PC. So I could definitely see there being a killer app kind of pushing the PC market into the HDR. Battlefield 1 would be a game that I would like to see personally. If they could do Battlefield 1 in HDR and kind of update that to have HDR support, then I would totally, I would definitely love to check that out, even more so than I think than Mass Effect. Will I get back to some of these topics in the next stream with Anthony? Yes, I think we will. There was a lot of things coming out of CES that he wanted to talk about with Vega, 1080 Ti, the 4K 144 hertz. There was a lot of stuff like that we wanted to talk about because him and I haven't really talked too much apart from a few, text-based messages back and forth on Facebook. So, yeah, we didn't really get to talk about this stuff at length, and a lot of it he did want to talk about, so... we probably will end up picking up some of these topics in the future episode. What games am I excited for? I am excited for Mass Effect. I don't really know too many games other than that really coming out yet, though, in 2017. I don't feel like I know the full lineup of, like, the holiday, the games. Like, usually get a lot of games in, like, September, October. Probably a good, like, 8 to 10 games. I really don't know a good list of games that I've seen yet so far for this year games that I could really anticipate or wait on. But Mass Effect Andromeda definitely is one of the ones up there on my list for sure. I'm hoping that runs really well and looks hot and all that and has good gameplay. I liked the previous Mass Effects, all of them, even Mass Effect 3 with its story. I like that one. And I've got a lot of hopes for this one to be as good as that. So, hopefully that one's good. But other than that, I'm not too familiar with what else is coming out. Red Dead, yeah, if Red Dead comes out on PC this year, then I would certainly be all over that for sure. If it does, but I don't think it will be coming out this year on PC. I would definitely try Red Dead Redemption 2 in VR for sure if they made that available to me in VR to try out. I would certainly try that out. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, though. Sorry again about the show getting cut a little short with Anthony not being here. Really was unexpected. We had talked last night. We had a reminder set and everything, and just talked to him like a few hours ago. We were going to play Overwatch, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm going to go take a nap, and I'll set an alarm." And just never showed up. So, don't know what to tell you guys really. Just kind of disappointed we didn't get to do the full show for you guys. All right, I'll catch you next week though. Hopefully we'll have Anthony here. If not, we'll figure something else out for the future episodes. but Anthony should be here hopefully next week. It was just really the travel thing this week, so I'm pretty sure that's all it is. And yeah, we'll get him for next week though, and hopefully pick up on all these topics. Yeah, For Honor, that's a game that I didn't think about, but I would like to try that out. I got to see what the gameplay is like in that, because it looked a little bit on rails for me, the game For Honor. But if it's not as on rails as it appears to be in a lot of the trailers and stuff that I've watched, then I would certainly check it out. All right, I'll catch you guys next week. Though, definitely appreciate your support. If you want to leave me a like down below, then I appreciate it. But I don't really expect everyone to leave a like. But if you want to leave a like, then I certainly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next week. Ta-ra.